Good morning, traders. This is Shane Scott, the moderator of Newsware's Trade Talk. At Trade Talk, we're providing you with the most up-to-the-minute news on the market, along with the facts, themes, and short-term trading ideas for the day ahead. Joining me today is our trading anchor, Bill Olson, who brings over 30 years of institutional trading knowledge to our program. Let's get things started with our markets update. U.S. futures are mixed this morning, with S&P futures down 0.27%, Dow futures down 0.48%, and NASDAQ futures up 0.18%. Markets have taken hits this morning as traders assessed a growth slowdown in China and Fed Chair Jerome Powell's dovishness, which comes despite a hawkish tilt across global central banks. Powell said it was too soon to scale back monetary support, even though inflation has risen faster than expected. The 10-year U.S. rate dropped to 1.33%, and the dollar has weakened against haven currencies. Netflix, ticker NFLX, has jumped in premarket on plans to expand into video games. The Fed's potential timeline for tapering $120 billion in monthly bond purchases and the spread of COVID-19 variants are key variables that are bothering investors, with global stocks near all-time highs. Over in Europe, the stock 600 gauge dropped for a second day, brought lower by energy shares. And over in Asia, China's second quarter growth slowed, largely in line with expectations, as a pickup in consumer spending suggested a more balanced recovery. Bill, what are you seeing as far as market updates?
Hi, Shane. Yeah, the markets are, they're ugly this morning. They're all in red. I see most of my Dow stocks, except for Honeywell, are all trading lower. The market, really seems to be softening today. This is kind of a reaction to Powell's dovish statements yesterday. We got two key economic reports coming out today. We have the jobless claims number, as well as a report on industrial production, which highlight today's economic calendar. I think that the market's just focused on inflation readings right now, and anticipating a change in monetary policy. But Jerome Powell's not saying that. He did little to calm the markets yesterday when he met with Congress, and today he's scheduled to meet with the Senate Banking Committee at 9:30 a.m. Expectations are for him to continue his dovish stance with a couple of tweaks from his message yesterday. I look over in Asia and I see that China's markets and Hong Kong markets did very well. China released their GDP figures, which came in very strong. They're not as strong as what they were from last quarter, but last quarter was unusually high. The key here is that China is on track to meet the annual estimates, and that's what's most important here, which is why you saw the Chinese Shanghai index close up 1.02% last night. I see oil is dropping this morning, as there appears to be additional production occurring. The market does expect that the supplies to remain tight in the coming months. You hear this over and over again from a number of brokerage firms that have released statements on it this morning. The one thing that I want to point out is that, the Fed is dovish, and that's easy money. When the Fed has an easy money policy, the markets continue to move higher. We're having a down day today, but I'm still looking for opportunities to where I can put on some longs. I don't think we're going to have like a significant correction here. I still think that the market will open up lower and continue with lower today, but look for opportunities for stocks that get mispriced today.
Let's talk about earnings. Bill, tell us about how earnings reports have been doing coming into this morning.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of these earnings reports. UNH, United Healthcare, this is the world's largest healthcare company. They beat by 27 cents on higher revenue, and they also raised their guidance target for the full year. I look at the stock; it was up 1% this morning. Now it's trading a little off; it's down 0.5%. But that was a positive quality earnings report from United Healthcare, ticker UNH. Ticker Morgan Stanley, that's MS, Michael Sam, they beat by 20 cents on higher revenue. You look at the stock; it's down 1.20% this morning. Bank of New York, that's ticker BK, they delivered a beat of 13 cents on higher revenue. Bank of New York is flat this morning, and I don't see it changing hands at all. Taiwan Semiconductors, that's ticker TSN. They only meet expectations. They met expectations. Yes, they did it on higher revenue, but everybody really was expecting a beat, which is why you see the stock down 2.93% this morning. But that's what I'm seeing in terms of earnings reports this morning, Shane.
How about upcoming earning announcements?
Let's talk about Alcoa. Alcoa is releasing this afternoon. I see that the earnings estimate now is for $1.37, and the expected move is 6.34%. Remember, Alcoa is a natural resources play, specifically aluminum. So you want to watch aluminum prices here. In periods of high inflation, the raw material stocks do well. Earnings are this afternoon. Expectations here are for a 6.34% move. Also this afternoon, we have Outdoor. That's the American Outdoor. This is ticker AOUT, Apple Oscar under Tom. The estimate's there for 22 cents. The expected move is 10.62%. Charles Schwab, that's ticker SCHW, Sam Charlie Henry William. Estimates here are 71 cents, and the expected move is 3.01%. Word of caution here, Schwab got hit with a $200 million fine by the SEC for the robo investing service that they were offering. Also, the word is that Schwab's volumes were lower this past quarter than last quarter due to the fact that the meme stocks were not trading as actively as they did in the first quarter. Schwab isn't charging commission, but they make a lot of their revenue off of selling the order flow. So this is kind of concerning for Schwab. State Street is also reporting tomorrow morning. That's ticker STT, Sam Tom Tom. The estimates here are for $1.79. The expected move is 3.76%.
Moving into our economic reports, there's a lot going on for reports today. Bill, tell us about it.
Well, you know, we at 8:30 we have the jobless claims coming out. This is going to be a key figure. Also at 8:30 we have a number of other reports coming out, such as the Philadelphia's Fed Manufacturing Index, the Empire State Manufacturing Index, and the import-export prices. This is a key one. At 9:15 we also have the report on industrial production to watch. You know, in terms of Fed speak. Hey, the key one today is Jerome Powell speaking in front of the Senate Banking Committee. That's starting at 9:30 a.m. this morning. We're going to have to see what he says. Or is he going to continue his dovish stance, or he's going to tweak it a bit? We'll find out. At 11 a.m., we have Chicago Fed Bank President Charles Evans, who will also be speaking.
Moving into our morning's critical insights, starting things off with one on Johnson & Johnson, ticker J&J. The company announced late last night that its COVID-19 shot has neutralized antibody activity against the Delta variant. So Johnson & Johnson's share price is down 0.66% in pre-market. News on Bed Bath & Beyond, ticker BBBY, and Casper, ticker CSPR. The companies have announced a national partnership that brings Casper's award-winning suite of sleep offerings to Bed Bath & Beyond stores and website. As part of the partnership, Casper will open in-store shops in Bed Bath & Beyond's new flagship store in New York City, which is set to open on July 22nd. Bed Bath & Beyond's share price is up 0.68% in pre-market, while Casper's is up 9.44%. Elsewhere on the tape, Scientific Games, ticker SGMS, has announced that it has submitted to the board of directors of SciPlay Corporation a proposal for Scientific Games to acquire the remaining 19% equity interest in SciPlay, that's ticker SCPL, that it does not currently own. The combined value is $1.9 billion, and SciPlay's share price is up 7.23% in pre-market. In other news, International Consolidated Uranium, ticker UUUU, has entered into a purchase agreement with Energy Fuels, ticker CUR. Other acquisition news, Think Research is set to acquire Biopharma. Toyota Motors, ticker TM, has acquired Carmera, a U.S.-based spatial AI company which specializes in bringing next-generation road intelligence to automated mobility for a mapping startup camera for its Woven Planet unit division. News on GameStop, ticker GME. The stock is currently down 5.9% in pre-open in reaction to reports on Netflix beginning to publish video games. News on Walmart, ticker WMT. Walmart has started a new collaboration with Justice, bringing its tween fabric line just in time to be available for back-to-school shopping, which could also be a big deal being the first back-to-school shopping really since COVID-19 pandemic started. And lastly, for me, one on Ball Corp, ticker BLL. It's set to raise manufacturing capacity with new plants in Russia and the UK. Bill, what are you seeing as far as this morning's news?
Well, you know, Shane, I break my news alerts down to specific events and industries. It just allows me to kind of really react quickly when the breaking news hits. I'm looking this morning at my FANG alert. And there's a lot going on. Obviously, this Netflix story is hot. You see that the stock is up $10 this morning. They're planning to offer a video game expansion, to their platform. So they're going to be more than, films and TV if they're moving into video games. That's a big positive for Netflix. Moving over to Amazon, ticker AMZN. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission filed an administrative complaint against Amazon to essentially force Amazon to accept responsibility for recalling potential hazardous products sold on Amazon.com. I look at Facebook, ticker FB, Frank Boyd. Facebook is requesting the recusal of FTC chief, arguing she couldn't be impartial because of her long history of criticizing it and other big firms. Going over to Twitter this morning, which is also on this list, Twitter is pulling the plug on a short-lived disappearing post function intended to compete with firms like Snap. They just said it failed to boost user engagement, so they're deleting their efforts there. They're cutting their losses. You look at Tesla this morning, TSLA, Tom, Sam, Larry, Apple. There's a note out from Morgan Stanley, about Tesla to enter e-aviation. And Morgan Stanley is saying it's not if, but when. That could be positive for Tesla shares today. You're looking over at the Dow 30 and looking at Microsoft, ticker MSFT. That new version of Windows that they're delivering is going to be entirely run on the cloud. IBM, ticker IBM. They're going to be buying a Madrid-based IT services boutique, Blue Tab Solutions. They didn't disclose any financial terms, though. Here's one on Johnson & Johnson. Apparently, they're voluntarily recalling 5, aerosol sunscreen products after detecting a cancer-causing chemical in some samples. I see Honeywell, that's ticker HON. It was announced late last night that they're going to be joining the NASDAQ 100 on July 21st. So things are really looking positive for Honeywell. They got added to the Dow last year, and now they're being added to the NASDAQ 100. In terms of options, you're seeing rising implied volatility in a number of stocks, including Alcoa, ticker AA, Twitter, ticker TWTR, Intel, INTC, Bed Bath & Beyond, that's ticker BBBY, Google, Kansas City KSU, Kansas City Utilities, and State Street Bank, that's STT, Sam Tom Tom. In terms of events today, ticker RH, formerly known as Restoration Hardware, they're having a shareholders meeting today that starts at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Let's talk about our Trade Talk picks for today. I'm going to pick one we both ended up speaking a little bit about, Netflix. Netflix, ticker NFLX. It's a little bit above its trading range for the day right now. It's at $558.35. It's up 1.9% this morning. But it's just really hot news about their announcement getting into video games and the fact that it's even moving the market with GameStop. And it's really something that's got a big future for them. And so this is something that's going to carve in a whole lot of extra customers from them than what they're already doing, which just doing movies and just doing TV shows. So I expect this news to really help them get a little bit more appreciation today. So that's my pick. I'm also looking at Bed Bath & Beyond, ticker BBBY. They've got some good news too today. Their tag team they're doing with Casper, with the whole sleep suite offerings and the in-store concept that they got coming up for New York City and their new flagship store. It's good news too. And I know it's only up 0.68% in pre-market. So there's some room to move there as well. So I like these picks. What's your pick looking like, Bill?
I'm going with JBHT, JB Hunt, John Boy, Henry Tom. It's an earnings play. Earnings are coming up Monday. I expect them to be positive. We got a lot of negativity in the air, but you see that JBHT is up fractionally, but I think it could move higher throughout the day. The stock is priced for a move is 6.93%. You review the broker notes, everyone's positive on this stock. Everybody's raising their price targets. I think JBHT could see a nice little percentage run today, ahead of Monday's earnings announcements. I'm not opposed to holding it because I do think we're going to see some nice price appreciation in ticker JBHT, JB Hunt between now and Monday.
Moving into what's hot off the press, the news that's hitting the tape as we speak. Let's go ahead and get into it. Bill, which of the headlines we should be letting traders know about today?
Biogen, ticker BIIB, Biogen. Cleveland Clinics has banned Biogen's Alzheimer's drug. Now, healthcare providers may do this as well. So it's very negative news for Biogen, ticker BIIB.
Nikola, ticker NKLA, has added 51 dealership locations in the United States.
Take a look at this FDA announcement, NLSP, Nancy, Larry, Sam, Paul. The FDA has accepted their application to treat narcolepsy. You look at the stock this morning, it's actually up 28%.
Heartflow is announcing a merger with Longview, ticker LGV. This is a SPAC acquisition.
Allstate's taking a hit this morning. I noticed that they announced their Q2 catastrophic losses of $752 million after tax.
Motorsports Games, ticker MSGM, has signed an agreement to bring official IndyCar game to market. Interesting news on Thermo Fisher, ticker TMO. Thermo Fisher is opening a new cGMP plasmid DNA manufacturing facility in Carlsbad.
Cintas Corp, that's ticker CTAS, Charlie, Tom, Apple, Sam. They delivered a beat of 17 cents and offered next year's guidance. This is one of the stocks I was waiting on their earnings to come out with, CTAS. You look at the stock after the earnings announcement, and it's down 0.25%. Ticker HUN, Huntsman. It was named a catalyst called Buy Idea at Deutsche Bank. Ticker LIN. Lindy, Larry, India, Nancy was also named as a catalyst called Buy Idea at Deutsche Bank. And Citibank opens a 30-day positive catalyst watch on Raymond James, ticker RJF, Richard John Frank. Verizon, ticker VZ. Verizon's fixed wireless offering powered by 5G's ultra-wide bandwidth is now available in parts of 42 cities and across the country. Ticker CVX, this is Chevron Products and Cummins, and a strategic pact on hydrogen.
Anything else interesting for you, Bill?
No, that's all I'm seeing, Shane.
Okay, that'll do it for what's hot off the press. Traders, keep in mind you can receive the same breaking stories we do simply by subscribing at newsware.com. Check us out for a free trial today. Moving into our scoreboard, talking about how our picks did from Wednesday. I had Yelp, ticker YELP, which opened at $38.32, and almost immediately after the price began to drop until it reached its lowest around noon at $37.66. So not too huge of a drop. Ended up coming back up again and going back down again until it ended up closing at $37.81 for a 1.33% loss. So not our best move. How did yours end up doing, Bill?
I did okay. I did Bowen yesterday, opened up at 229.02, and then you saw it climb all the way up to 230.52, which easily beat the $1 estimate that we're shooting for. Then came those dovish comments from Powell, and the stock pulled back. But Bowen's a beast. It's got huge upside potential. There's only two airplane makers in the entire world. There's Boeing and Airbus. They made 0 planes last year because the airlines weren't flying. Boeing is one you want to hold on to because this thing's going back to much higher.
Well, that's going to do it for us here at Trade Talk. But traders, you know what to do. Let's get out there. Let's make some green.